Now, Hikaru, since we have you, I do want to go deep into your life story and how you got into chess and basically how you got where you are today. So let's start there. How did you get into chess?
Yeah, so my story really starts in California. I was born in Japan to an American mother, a Japanese father. They divorced when I was very little, when I was about 1 year old, 1.5 years old. And then my mom moved back to California. I had an older brother as well, and he started playing chess. He started taking lessons. It was part of Chess for Juniors, which at the time was a very big scholastic group in Southern California. And he just got very good. He was very naturally talented, and he started competing in national events, the elementary nationals, all the way through high school. He actually won the most nationals, I think, of anybody in the history. So it's a very good, very good performance. And through that, I ended up going to a lot of tournaments because my brother was playing, and we went as a family. There was no father figure in my life at that time, and so we all went to these events. And my stepfather, actually, he's been the coach at Hunter Elementary for, well, I guess it's 78 now, so long time. Yeah, over 40
40
years,
years, yeah.
and therefore he's been coaching there. It's like, Hunter and Dalton, if you grew up in New York, like Fabiano and I did actually. Hunter and Dalton were the two like powerhouses in chess. They were the best by far. And so my mother met my stepfather through that because my brother started competing against the best players, and they were from New York at the time. And I just got into the game naturally because of that. I have to say that the moment that I really started, though, was in California. It was in 1994 at the U.S. Open in Concord. I believe I have the year correct. It was 93 or 94. And I went into Skittles' room, and there was a guy there, and I asked if he wanted to play. Now, this guy, his name is actually Oscar Tan. He's a FIDE master, I believe. I think now he's like 2100 or something. But at the time, he was like 2250, 2300. And when I played against him, he actually let me win a couple of games. Now, of course, he could have just smashed me, beaten me every game, but he let me win some games. That really started the whole process of my curiosity in the game. And I started playing shortly thereafter. But as I've said many times, I was not naturally gifted. And I think I played about like, maybe it was like 5 to 10 tournaments when I was 7 years old, and I did very poorly. I would lose a lot of games, and my parents stopped me from playing because I just got very angry. And already my older brother, he was close to master level. And if you have one child who's very good at the game and it's not really coming to me, why would they want me to pursue it when it's something that's not beneficial?
Were you guys playing against each other often?
Well, no, because my brother was 2200.
He was just too good
I'm
at
like
that point.
like 700, 800 maybe. So for 6 months, I didn't play. And then after that, the first tournament that I played, I believe it was in Newburgh. And I won 3 games very easily. And then in the fourth game, I lost the 4-move checkmate to this kid. His name was Christopher Belcher. And so the fourth game I lost. But that was sort of the start, and I started doing better and better. And I just naturally progressed from there to about 1800 in a very short time. I would say maybe like 2 years or maybe even less than that. Of course, anybody can look it up on USCF. And then from there, there was this time when I got the Guinness Book of World Records. So at that time, computers and technology were different, and people were reading a lot more. And so I had this copy, and I still remember because it was this dark green version with like yellow print on the cover. And I remember looking in it, and I saw there was this record for youngest master. And at the time, that was held by Vinay Bhatt, who I don't know if he actually became a grandmaster, or definitely international master. And I saw that, and I
He's a
thought,
grandmaster.
yeah, he might have gotten that title when all is said and done. And I saw that, and I was like, okay, well, that's a great record. Why not go after that? And so I think it was 1997 into 1998 when I played. I think I played something like maybe it was like 700, 800 games. It was something insane over the course of that 1 year. And that was second most in the U.S., not even close, because Jay Bonin, I am from New York, had played a lot more games. But I got to that point, and then we can go from there to what happened after that. But that was really that's the first like 2.5, 3 years of how I really got into it.
How many years did it take you for you to beat your brother?
So yeah, I started when I was 7. I think around the time I was 10 years old, I was better than him, which caused a lot of friction in my family because my
Really?
brother, from the time he was in kindergarten, so about like 5, 6 years old, until he was 12 years old, he was the highest ranked player in his age category or younger. So he was the number 1 player in the United States for his age group, and then the person who passed him was me. So it was very short, but it was difficult. But at the end of the day, I mean, now we're on very good terms, and there's no like friction or anything because of what happened with chess.
Did he stop after that point, after you became better than him?
Sort of, but I think it was also due to the fact that my brother was somebody who was very naturally talented from at many different things. Whatever he gets into, he's very, very good right from the get-go. And chess is one of those things where I think that actually being naturally talented from the start and things coming easily is not good, because when it comes too easily, when you hit that inevitable wall, which everybody does at various rating levels, you don't really know how to improve from there. You get stuck, and if everything's come easily, how do you improve? You're not used to that situation. And I think for my brother, because of that, he stalled around 2100, a little bit above that, and he never improved. So basically, he peaked when he was about 11, 12 years old, and he never improved after that. And I think that's directly because it all came so easily for him, whereas for me, it didn't.
You also mentioned that it was beneficial for you to actually win against a FIDE master early on. What was the big motivator for you to continue grinding out hours of study and things of that nature?
I think I was just fascinated by the game. I just loved playing it. I mean, I loved winning, obviously, but I kept wanting to be better and trying to be the best. And that's all there was. I mean, as you become like a grandmaster, higher levels, things kind of change a little bit. You're a little bit more objective. But when you're young, it's just like, you just want to win. So I wanted to win. I was doing well. And also, I mean, I was able to play a lot on the internet. That was the early days, like 1998, 99, the Internet Chess Club. I would play all day on there. And it really helped a lot.
Do you think that will to win is like also a result of or a product of the American chess scene and playing, like you mentioned, playing like 700, 800 games a year, and I guess a lot of open tournaments where you have to win games to get any sort of prize? Do you think like your style was molded by that, by the American chess upbringing that you had?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think it's like, again, as a kid, you don't think about money or these sorts of things. But when you go to the Marshall Chess Club and you're playing these 4 rated games every Thursday, I think there was something on Saturday too. And later on, there was Tuesday as well. When you go there and play, it's just like, you play to win. That's all there is. Like when I was young, even back then, I can't think about like opening lines that led to draws or any of the sort of stuff. You just play to win. You play at all costs. You just go for broke. And then of course, when I was like an IM and GM and you're playing the open terms as well, like you have to win. That's all there is to it. Like draws are never good enough. And so that definitely I guess you can say like on some level that's good, on some level that's bad too, I think, because when you're not objective, you can definitely start over pressing. And I think a good example for me of that was when I played in Linares and Ubeda. So I was still a FIDE master trying to get my IM norms. And there were some games there that I played in where I just completely overpressed, trying so hard to win because that's what you're used to doing. So I think there are pluses and minuses, but for me, it worked out for sure. And I think later on, like once I got closer to 2700, I sort of adapted the style a bit more to be more solid.
I feel like this ambition is a generally good quality for a chess player. And like for most good top players or even like very strong players, they tend to be more ambitious rather than more pessimistic.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have to have the will to win. I know, like, all of us have our different styles, of course, but at the end of the day, I mean, you can see somebody like Vishy, who seems like the nicest guy in the world, but underneath that veneer, like, he's very, very ambitious, very aggressive. He wants to win every game. And so I think all the top players are the same way. They have that will. They want to win no matter what.